for joining us on this special broadcast on NDTV. I'm Padmaja Joshi, with me my colleague Gauri Dwivedi, and what a day it has been with the BJP election juggernaut Gauri continuing to romp on triple engine ki sarkar.
Triple engine ki sarkar, and not just BMC but also in some of the other important power factions and bastions where the BJP juggernaut is rolling in, and we're going to get you all those details. But first up, a quick check of the stories that we're tracking. Mahayuti takes lead in the high-stakes BMC polls. BJP celebrations across Mumbai. Uddhav Thackerays set to lose the last bastion of the Thackerays. Devendra Bhav set to control the BMC.
Massive lead for BJP in Pune as well. No impact of the Pawars coming together. NCP factions united in party stronghold. Are in after the trends, the official results. Mahayuti has crossed the 100 mark in BMC election. Uddhav Thackeray is set to lose the last bastion of the Thackerays in Maharashtra. The reunion of the Pawars also fails to bring in any impact. In Pune, Mahayuti is set to breach the last fortress that the Thackerays had, which is the Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation. And it is quite clear at this point, the Mahayuti is at 102. The Aghadi at 63 and others at 9. 174 out of a total 227 results are out.
And indeed, this is a 30-year-old stronghold of the Thackerays, their financial lifeline. And, it's very intertwined with their politics, their identity and the finances of Uddhav Thackeray. And that is set to end with BJP set to install their mayor in BMC. So it's going to be a watershed day for not just Mumbai politics, but also for Maharashtra politics. Our colleagues are on ground. Saurabh Gupta joining us live from Matoshri, where some deliberation ought to happen as to now what lies ahead for the Thackeray brothers. For Uddhav Thackeray, this was a test of his survival, litmus test for his politics. Which way is it likely to be from here on, Saurabh?
Well, clearly a turning point in politics in Mumbai, and given the fact that this is a result that the BJP was very confident of, this seems to be one of the things that has played out as per script, and that's something that the BJP would be happy about. Now, where does this leave the Thackerays? This was a specific question that we put to Sanjay Raut at the NDTV Power Play Conclave, and to that the response was, well, it doesn't, hamper the relevance of the Thackerays. The Shiv Sena has lost many elections. So has the Maharashtra Navnirman Sena, but they've continued to remain relevant. But that question is likely to be asked again, given these results and what what we've reported in the past also, that perhaps a good showing, or even a victory, or even a good showing would have given the Thackerays the political heft, the political space to take on the BJP. Now, if you look at the anti-BJP camp in Maharashtra, these results say one thing. That is, of course, what is the future of the Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi, Mahavikas Aghadi, the alliance of the Congress, Shiv Sena and the NCP, given that in municipal elections, all these partners have done very poorly. Secondly, where does it leave the anti-BJP forces? Are they going to come together? Are they going to fight separately?
Okay.
And thirdly, is the lack of alliance, again, going to be another reminder to the opposition camp of how important it is to stitch pre-poll alliances, something the BJP did.
And you
Even
see
they didn't want an
plenty
alliance
of finger
earlier.
pointing. You can bet your last buck.
Camp,
already the
changed
knives are
tact
out
when they
in
figured
some
out.
quarters, where people are blaming the Congress party. Remember, Uddhav Thackeray in the lead up to these elections had said, I didn't even know that the Congress had decided to go its separate way. I got to know from the newspaper interviews and the newspaper reports that the Congress was going to contest independent of the rest of MVA, that it was going to tie up with the Vanchit Bahujan Aghadi. But what are the trends right now? Let's cut across to Ankit Tyagi on that. 29 different corporations. You've got a total of 2,869 Nagar Sevaks. In that, the BJP is ahead in 869. The Shiv Sena at 216. The UBT in about 92. Sharad Pawar's party in 16. And Ajit Pawar's party in 100. That's the breakup of the numbers across Maharashtra. So the BJP in a clear lead, and also they're contesting maximum number of seats, in a clear lead, not just in Mumbai, Ankit, but across Maharashtra.
That's right, and that firmly puts the BJP as the party number one in Maharashtra and Devendra Fadnavis as the top leader in the state. And, this is going to propel the next gen big leaders for the BJP as well. He now stands in the league of Yogi Adityanath, Hemanta Biswa Sarma, and with this lead, he consolidates that sense of power that Devendra Fadnavis as the leader, that Maharashtra, pan leader of Maharashtra, acceptable in the entire state. It is interesting. It's just, though in Mumbai we are focusing on the Thackerays, but of course the other dynasty, the Pawars, who came and tried to in fact pitch together an alliance in Pune, Pimpri Chinchwad, that seems to be their stronghold in both those areas. It's the BJP which is leading. And that will have a very, very serious impact as far as the future of this alliance and Ajit Pawar's stocks are also concerned. If he's not been able to save his own turf as well, I was reading a lot of people already started saying, you call yourself Dada of Pune, what kind of Dada you are if you are not able to save your own turf. And that goes without saying for the Thackerays as well, the name and the heft that ruled Mumbai city for the last 25 years, though with, of course, the BJP. Never even in the peak of the power, Thackerays ever crossed 184, 90 was their best, performance. They always needed the BJP. Now that role for the BJP is being done by Eknath Shinde. His capital would also be slightly diminished in his son's area, Shrikant Shinde's area. That's also where the BJP in the municipal corporation is leading. So overall, if you look at it, the BJP firmly establishes itself as the dominating force, which was at one point of time, many moons ago, was the Congress party. Let me very quickly show you also here the BJP office, even despite them crossing the 100 mark, the alliance crossing the 100 mark, there is still, not overt celebrations or a lot of karyakartas, those who have come here. It also tells you, though they are cruising at somewhere around...
Cross the halfway mark just as yet. I think they are waiting for the magic figure of 114.
Yes.
Right now it's 106, just a hair's breadth away, Ankit.
Absolutely. And for the BJP, they come as the single largest party. But these trends also tell you, Padmaja, one thing for sure, that the upper limit that most of the exit polls, which were giving, some close to 150, that seems to be unlikely. While the Thackerays will have a very diminished value, but they have got enough as the divided Shiv Sena, because the undivided Shiv Sena could get 84, that they can still hope that they would live to fight another day. But I think the challenge for the Thackere brothers is going to be with
60.
Whatever numbers you get.
For Uddhav Thackeray right now, that number is at 60, and for MNS, that number is at 5. So yes, you're right, they live to fight another day, probably go back to the drawing board and see how they want to reassess. But big picture, you are at the BJP office and there are 29 municipal corporation elections.
How do they
about
keep
BMC.
their corporators with them? That is going to be a big challenge for them, no matter what numbers they get if they don't stay in power. Next 3 years, there is not going to be any election if they are not in power. Whether these corporators are going to stay with them is going to be a big question.
$1 million. I think Ankit has hit the nail on the head, because you're out of power at the center, out of power in Maharashtra, and the last thing that was really a source of some kind of funding for the Shiv Sena, for the Shakha Pramukhs, It's gone. The business of Mumbai used to run from the shakhas, and now is when, Ankit, there is going to be some very real movement possible from within the ranks of Uddhav Thackeray's party as well as Raj Thackeray. To be fair, Raj Thackeray, most of his people were poached by Uddhav Thackeray only in 2017. 6 out of 7 guys went to Uddhav Thackeray's party. Now it's wholesale. Operation chalega. पता नहीं Operation Kamal होगा, Operation Teer होगा, भगवान जाने. But Operation तो चल सकता है, Ankit.
Absolutely, there is nothing that holds them together now. What is, for the Thackray brothers, of course, there is ideology. If ideology was that strong, if Thackray name held that weight, Eknath Shinde would not have seen the light of the day that he did, whether it's the assembly election or even right now. He's the one who's taking away whatever, chipping away the vote of the Marathi Manus. If that would have stuck with them more than 60-70%, they still would have had some heft. That now slipping out of their hands, it will be a difficult task. They may celebrate today that they still have been able to get some numbers. Will these numbers hold in the next 3 years? That is going to be a big challenge for them.
Curious news, Abhishek Awasthi is at Shiv Sena Bhavan. Is it true? Apparently, we are told that Shiv Sena Bhavan, there are celebrations of Uddhav Thackeray's party and the MNS, which I would love to go across to Abhishek and figure out exactly what they are celebrating, because to bring our viewers up to speed, right now, the MNS is at 5. Last time there were 7, they are down to 5 right now. Uddhav Thackeray's party is at 60, down from 84 last time around. So, if the celebrations are happening, one would love to know what the celebrations are about. Perhaps it is about the other areas where they think they have done relatively better, places like, they've got in Kalyan Dombivli, Shiv Sena UBT has got 2. MNS has also managed to get 2 wins over there. In Mira Bhayandar, Shiv Sena has managed to win 1. Vasai Virar, they have managed to win 2. So maybe it is these other areas which they are trying to celebrate. But one thing is for sure, if you're looking at these current results and the trends, this coming together of the Thackerays is anything but a force multiplier. If anything, Ankit, there was a very real repulsion factor that Raj Thackeray brought to this particular alliance. Yes. The UBT's voters, who were like, some maybe Muslims may have voted for them. Yes. They started looking for options in the MIM, in the Congress and in the Samajwadi Party.
I think the counter consolidation has been absolute. I mean, it's not that the numbers that we were seeing, whether it's the South Indian or the North Indians, of course, have been expected to go with the BJP, but massive counter consolidation on the other hand, and not been able to get the large chunk, the lion's share of the Marathi vote, more than 70%, that is doing them in. I think the celebration is possibly they were expecting that in the onslaught that they have been facing, the results could have been much below. If 60 is what Uddhav Thackeray gets, there is still a respectability to that. What happens tomorrow, whether they are able to hold on to their cooperatives is a different question. But at least in their core area, Dadar and in the areas around that, they will be able to at least, say that they have been able to manage to hold on to their vote bank. Not being in power, of course, is going to be a big pain point for the Thackray brothers. But you're right, it doesn't seem that, Raj Thackeray coming in added much to Uddhav Thackeray's chances. It rather in many places where they would have got some other communities, it has taken that sheen away from them. Like I've been saying, they would have been in some sort of a play if their numbers would have gone over 75, somewhere near to 80. But in that not happening, it is going to be a very, very difficult battle ahead, despite them still having that emotional connect with the core Marathi Manus vote in their core areas. Where does the Uddhav Sena go from here is going to be a big question.
All right, let's quickly bring in our guests as well. Mayur Parikh, political commentator, joins us along with Shiv Sena's Krishna Hegde, and we also have Aniket Nigam, a spokesperson of the BJP, joining us live now. I want to quickly bring in some picture, Gauri, from some of the other areas. Jalgaon, Mahayuti is ahead. In Akola, you've got the Mahayuti ahead in about 45 seats. In Jalgaon as well, 40 plus seats. That's where the Mahayuti has a lead. In Akola, it is 43. In Jalgaon, it is 45. And why this should be explained, and if Mayur Parikh can explain, throw more light on that. Isn't Akola the place which is supposed to be a stronghold of the VBA? That is what they were supposed to be getting to their alliance with the Congress party. But in some of the other areas as well, we are now seeing the Mahayuti very decisively ahead.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be coming down to Akola, but I've got one very interesting detail about BMC elections. You know, in BMC election 2017, there were 35 wards where it was clearly identified that MNS helped BJP to win against Shiv Sena. In other words, Shiv Sena was defeated by MNS votes, and that what was the analysis led Shiv Sena UBT to do an alliance with MNS in this 2026 BMC election. But now what interesting figure I can see here in ward number 19, 1919, where BJP was defeated by Shiv Sena in previous elections by around 2000 votes, and in that election MNS got 4000 votes. Combined MNS and UBT vote didn't help the Shiv Sena to win. The BJP has won the election. So vote transfer take place. And I have just got only data of this ward because more election results are yet to come. Another important data which I am receiving here,
All right.
that is from ward number 1, where you were talking about that Shinde Sena, Rekha Yadav, a
Yes.
North Indian is winning from ward number 1 of Shinde Sena. A very interesting fact here is that the vote division has taken place. The Sheetal Mhatre of Congress party got 5,000 votes, and Forum Parmar from Shiv Sena UBT got 4,314 votes.
Yeah.
So now the picture from this two ward is very clear. MNS and UBT voters didn't come together, while moving away from the Congress resulted into the division of vote bank, which led to the defeat in the various wards, as what we can see now.
Okay.
Sheetal and Forum
And that
combined votes
pretty
are
much sums up
9,000.
the story of INDI.
Exactly.
आपस में लड़ो और बीच में BJP
or
and
the-
Shiv
or the
Sena
NDA.
benefit.
Yes, yes.
You know what has happened in these wards, and you know we've been saying in the beginning, and I think it was best borne out to just take a tangential point. Meanwhile, the big news right now, of course, is that Mahayuti is extremely, it's crossed the halfway mark.
Yes.
Mahayuti is at 119. So they've gone past the halfway mark.
They have.
The Thackerays reign, when people used to say that Mumbai means Thackere. Sanjay Raut says हम 10 मिनट में बंद करा देंगे.
Those days are behind them probably, and because this is 114 is the halfway mark, they have comfortably crossed it, and the Thackerays BMC fortress has now been penetrated by the Mahayuti.
You know, Gauri, I think this is a very important message being sent out by Mumbaikars. कोई मुंबई को बंद नहीं करा सकता, उसकी दुकान बंद मुंबईकर करा देंगे. If you think that you can take a voter for granted, that a person living in Mumbai should vote for you simply because he or she is Marathi speaking, that they are, you know, your captive vote bank. Muslims have done it earlier, and now even the Marathi Manus, as it were, and the Mumbaikar has sent out that message, किसी के बाप की नहीं है मुंबई.
Yes, exactly.
कोई नहीं
That's
बंद
what
करा
it is.
सकता
That's
मुंबई
what
को.
it- And you know the kind of sharp attacks that came in, you know, whether you take the lungi, pungi or the B word, which actually we can't even say on air because, you know, that's the kind of expletives that they were actually resorting to at the fag end of the campaigning. And just see days later, this is the response that has come in from the Mumbaikars, that please don't come up with these kind of sharp attacks, and this is what you resort the campaigning to. We are going to and give you the answer, which is that you are not coming back to power, that fortress has been completely breached.
So, are we going to see a BJP mayor? That is the million-dollar question. Everything is so goody-goody right now. Let's create some trouble between the Shiv Sena and BJP. Aniket Nigam, mayor किसका होगा? BJP का या Shiv
I
Sena
think you will
का?
have to wait for a day to know the answer. अभी तो हमें जो हम महायुति बनकर जीत रहे हैं, let us celebrate that success. But let me tell you, this is victory of a common man. देवेंद्र जी ने पूरे चुनाव में विकास का मुद्दे पर ही चुनाव लड़ा, और विकास का मुद्दा ही पूरे महाराष्ट्र में चला भी है. और एक तरफ विकास था और दूसरी तरफ ठाकरे बंधुओं का मराठी अस्मिता का जो एक उन्होंने चलाने की कोशिश की, लेकिन मराठी मानुस ने ही वो मराठी अस्मिता का जो मुद्दा उन्होंने उठाया था उसको नाकारा है, क्योंकि मराठी मानुस भी विकास चाहता है और उन्हें पता है कि मुंबई और महाराष्ट्र में सही विकास अगर कोई लाएगा तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी और महायुति लाएगी, और इसी वजह से बिकॉज ऑफ दिस वी हैव बीन वोटेड इन पावर.
Okay, let's
Deepak
ask that
Kesarkar,
to
I think,
Shinde
is-
Sena also that question. Deepak Kesarkar. Exactly that, yes. There will now be a BJP mayor in BMC.
Yes, and now Mumbai will progress in a new direction because it's a mandate for progress
No,
and
but sir,
development.
there will be a BJP mayor, not a Shiv Sena mayor. There will be a BJP mayor. You think that's a good thing? You're happy with that?
We have Mahayuti, so the party which gets maximum councillors, they will choose their mayor. So basically, we are together. So it belongs to Mahayuti only. That is what we are.
But you're comfortable with that because अभी तक तो मराठी मानूस आपकी पार्टी है, मराठी मानूस की पार्टी, बाल ठाकरे की लेगेसी की पार्टी. पर अब
बीजेपी में भी
का मेयर
बहुत सारे
होगा.
मराठी ही है ना.
हाँ, मेयर मराठी ही होगा.
That is, I am very
महायुति का ही
sure.
होगा.
महायुति का होगा और मराठी ही होगा.
तो खुश है ना सब कुछ.
महाराष्ट्र को
ऑल
मुंबई
इज
belong
वेल,
करती है.
ऑल इज वेल इन दिस अलायंस. कुछ थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे थोड़ी सी सुगबुगाहट नहीं है, लिटिल बिट, इसको कहते हैं ना, थोड़ा सा धक धक हो जाता है कि अरे यार ये क्या चल रहा है.
नहीं नहीं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. We are very comfortable and we are happy that we have won in Mumbai because a lot of development has taken place under the leadership of Fadnavis ji and Eknath Shinde ji. So people have voted for development.
सर आप बहुत कम कम बोल रहे हैं, थोड़ा खुल खुल के बोलिए ना. यू आर स्पीकिंग इन मोनोसिलेबल्स. आई वंडर व्हाई. I mean, your Mahayuti has won. You should be more vocal. You should be more voluble.
Yes,
थोड़ा
of
खुल
course,
के
of
बोलिए.
course. No, we are very happy that we are in Mumbai and Mumbai will definitely progress.
Okay,
under
let
the
me bring in
leadership
Ankit
of
as well.
Mahayuti.
But before that, a quick word, because Mr. Kesarkar, you have been a former minister. You have worked very closely with Devendra Fadnavis. What do you make
Yes.
of this result, given the fact that this entire election, and this is why we must make a distinction between the election that we've seen for the assembly, where the BJP almost came into majority on its own. There you had the added factor, the Modi factor. But this was a Fadnavis election. He was the face
Yes.
of this entire campaign. What do you have to say
Yeah.
about the results vis-a-vis Devendra Fadnavis?
Out of 29 corporation, BJP has a majority in 26. That proves the leadership of Mr. Fadnavis.
So Fadnavis is the undisputed now leader of Maharashtra, and one can extrapolate as to how this is going to go for the political trajectory of Devendra Fadnavis going forward. He's 55 years of age. What happens in 2029 and beyond, we'll have that conversation later. Let's rope in Ankit also. He wants to come in.
Just listening to what the spokesperson of the Shiv Sena was saying. Of course, what happens to the real legacy of Bal Sahab Thackere, who always wanted a Shiv Sena mayor, all those questions will be answered later. But one thing is very, very clear, that for the first time in 25 years, BJP is all set to have its mayor in Mumbai. There are no doubts about that. And not only does the opposition will have a lot of questions to face in the future, both the leaders or the components of the Mahayuti as well, whether it is Mr. Eknath Shinde or Mr. Ajit Pawar, both of them will have a very different real dynamic after these elections within the government as well. So the BJP firmly coming on its own as the most dominant party here in Maharashtra. One interesting thing that is coming out as well in these elections, whether the consolidation for the Congress party is coming in from Latur, it's coming in from a couple of other places. But I think this also, in a way, Padmaja and Gauri, propels this whole idea that people were flirting with. I think it's time this is going to propel the factions of the NCP to try and come back together. There were all these murmurs that were being sounded off before this election. This is going to propel those as well. For them also, if the Pawar name has to carry that weight, possibly it will be them coming together. In factions, they have seen what happens to their stronghold as well, whether it's Pune or Pimpir.
It's interesting you mentioned the Pawars, because let me get in Krishna Hegde on this as well. Sharad Pawar was supposed to be the tallest, and is still considered the tallest Maratha leader, the biggest politician from Maharashtra, the biggest face. But even he at his peak could not get a state government and get control over the BMC. Devendra Fadnavis, Krishna Hegde, has managed to do that. An almost complete majority in the state, and now a sweep in the BMC and the potential of making history by installing a BJP mayor in Mumbai.
No, absolutely. See, that on one side there is a development plank which the Mahayuti spoke about, and one side there was the alienation of different communities which the Thackerays brothers spoke about. You know, calling and antagonizing South Indians from stage, antagonizing Uttar Bharatiyas from stage, antagonizing Gujaratis from their stage, and then you expect that 70% of population in a cosmopolitan Mumbai, which is the city of dreams, will vote for you. I don't think so. And like, you know, the panelist said, Mr. Kesarkar ji also said,
Yes,
that we are all Maharashtrians. We are all Mumbaikars. And there is no difference between their Marathi and our Marathi.
yes.
And the people of Maharashtra have reposed their faith in us, not once, but 2 and 3. And this is the 4th election. First in the Lok Sabha, then in the Vidhan Sabha, then in the, local body elections, and now in the municipal corporation elections.
Okay.
This is the 4th victory under the Mahayuti. And I will tell you, both Devendra ji and Eknath Shinde ji, most two talented and most hard-working leaders, you know, who have gone across the state, each one doing around 50 to 70 meetings each, whereas the Thackerays brothers may have around 4 or 5
You know, on that meeting, Krishna ji, hold your thought. On that meeting, let me now,
1 month ago.
also get in. You know, we are talking, of course, about Mahayuti and MVA, or not even MVA, the Thackerays brothers coming together. I have to also then point out to Congress as well. It went solo, and the numbers that are there right now, it's at 7. It was 31 last time. It is yet to cross and reach a double-digit mark. For such an important election, there was not a single rally, single road show done by the Congress party. Of course, you had Rahul Gandhi saying vote chori half an hour into the counting. But look at where this puts the Congress in. You know, in Maharashtra, you do, whether at the state or whether at the local level, and also priority-wise, where does this fit into Congress's
But it
priorities?
follows through pattern, no, Gauri? The same party which used to be in power in the state, we're not just talking about municipal level.
Yeah.
Congress was the only party that mattered in Maharashtra.
Yes.
Congress was the only party that mattered in Bihar.
Yeah.
And now they're on the margins.
Yes,
In
completely.
both of these states and more. Talk about Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh, you were the only party that mattered at one point of time. And then post-70s, you're on the margins. And even a municipal corporation election, you cannot manage to get into double digits. Coincidence? They had 6 in Bihar.
Yes.
In this municipal election, they are at 7.
7.
We will wait and see where it settles over here. Aniket Nigam wanted to respond. Yes.
See, Devendra ji and Eknath ji both are visionary leaders. During this entire campaign, if you would see, they held so many road shows, so many rallies, so many public events. And on the contrary, the Thackerays brothers did interview with Sanjay Raut. मतलब ये एसी कमरे में बैठ करके संजय राउत और कोई एक सदस्य उनको जो प्रीप्रेड प्रश्न थे वो पूछते थे, उनका वो जवाब देते थे. मैं खुद चुनाव के समय में I had roamed around the city and I had seen even Marathi people were not really with Thackerays brand. They said कि ये 25 साल से they were ruling BMC but they did nothing for this Marathi अस्मिता.
People who covered the Shiv Sena said that उनकी strategy अलग थी. वो जाके शाखा में 1-to-1 connect कर रहे थे. वो बड़ी-बड़ी रैली आपकी तरह नहीं कर रहे थे क्योंकि आपके पास तो पैसा पावर है ना, पैसा वो उनके पास है नहीं. वो डोर टू डोर कर रहे थे.
नहीं कर पाए वो. एंड आप देख रहे हो ठाकरे भवन के बाहर, सेना भवन के बाहर लोग जो आनंद व्यक्त कर रहे हैं, आई थिंक दोज आर दे आर हैप्पी बिकॉज बीजेपी हैज फाइनली कम इन पावर and real progress now will happen in Mumbai. So even they are very happy about the progress that they are going to see. So the point is that people of Mumbai have voted for the vision and the Vikas philosophy and the strategy of BJP because they really believe that BJP is the party that can really deliver on the ground. देवेंद्र जी जमीनी तौर से कार्यकर्ता से जुड़े हुए नेता है और वो खुद कहते हैं कि जो मैं करता हूँ जो मैं वो बोलता हूँ, जो मैं बिल्कुल करता हूँ तो वो बिल्कुल.
You know, a small data point that has been shared by these political parties, Gauri. because for this, since Aniket Nigam is talking about kaun kitna, how much they had put themselves out there, how many sabhas were done. So Devendra Fadnavis has done a total of 37 rallies across the state. Eknath Shinde did 54, which is 25 public meetings. This is their figures. 25 public meetings and 29 road shows. Ajit Pawar did 25. Uddhav Thackeray did 3 joint meetings in Nashik, Thane and Mumbai. And Raj Thackeray also did 3 of these joint meetings, which happened in the slog over.
77. 37 rallies, road shows, then some road shows, and then public interviews. So in total 77.
You're talking about BJP or the Mahayuti together?
BJP, Devendra ji.
Okay, so Devendra Fadnavis did a total of 77 according to Aniket Nigam. It was suggested that 37 total were done by then, but Deepak Kesarkar...
It must be big and small road shows and rallies, all of it put together. Yes.
Okay. Deepak Kesarkar, I want to bring you back in because at one point when the changeover of power was happening and Devendra Fadnavis was again made Chief Minister, at that time you had gone on record to say ki Shiv Sena wants Eknath Shinde to be the CM, that he should continue as CM. Is there a little bit of unease that the growing footprint of a BJP in Maharashtra and in particular Mumbai starts to push your party to the margins?
It is not like this. It is, after all, alliance. It is Mahayuti. So Eknath ji has taken a lot of efforts to see that Mahayuti wins, and irrespective of which party he campaigned for everybody. He campaigned for BJP as well as for Shiv Sena. So that combination of Fadnavis ji and Eknath Shinde ji is very unique. They are attached to each other, and they are really performing well, and they are taking all the efforts.
Okay, another big input that we must, get to our viewers. BJP takes a massive lead in Pune as well. It's leading in 52 wards, Gauri, and Pawars, who are fighting in this area together. That press conference, the joint press conference for a joint manifesto.
Yes.
7 wards for the united NCP, or rather, the NCP which fought together.
Yes.
7 wards for them, 52 wards for the BJP there.
And the larger political message, if you add Pimpri Chinchwad as well, it's also a very rich municipal body, by the way. And there also it is 77 for the BJP out of 128. Again, for the Sharad Pawar faction, it is 1. It stands at 1. Now, these are the strongholds of the Pawar family. And, you take Pune, you take Pimpri Chinchwad put together, there is a larger political message. We are talking about whether the Pawars will come together after this, because this was an experiment. They'll take it forward after this. But what happens when they come together? Because this is what the result is, right?
Although, to be fair, even in 2017, the Pune Municipal Corporation had been with the BJP. That's the caveat we must put there.
But the numbers are more this time.
Yeah. So they have gone up in the numbers. And Aniket Nigam, again, I don't mean to create trouble, but the numbers are telling a story that in the traditional areas of your allies, you are expanding your footprint. Yes, the BJP had the Pune Municipal Corporation last time around, but the number of wards that you have managed to win this time has gone up. The same, it will be interesting to see what that number is for Thane as well. If the number of wards in Thane, although the municipal corporation was with the Shiv Sena, but the number of wards, has the BJP increased its footprint, and how the Shiv Sena reacts to that. Aniket Nigam, quick thoughts.
Is well in Mahayuti, so you need not worry about it. Or as far as increasing our footprints is concerned, ताकत बढ़ाना, बलवान होना कोई गलत बात नहीं है, क्योंकि अगर हम लोगों के लिए लड़ रहे हैं तो ताकत बनाना और बढ़ाना जरूरी है. The point remains that we fought with one single agenda, which is that of progress and development, and the people of Maharashtra have really
Aniket Nigam, this was an election where you had Ajit Pawar and BJP both trading corruption barbs at each other. This is what was happening through the election, and that is going to now play out post the results.
No, I'll tell you. Devendra ji had addressed this issue where he said probably Ajit Dada must have come under pressure because of elections and all. He must have said something, but we never retorted back. BJP never retorted back. We only spoke about the progress that we have done in the areas where we are contesting, whether it is Pimpri Chinchwad or Pune, and people will see. See, जनता है, जनार्दन है, सब जानती है, सब पता है कौन किसके लिए कैसा काम कर रहा है. So people have given their, the results.
Okay, so, दोस्ती कायम है अभी भी, मयूर पारिक
कायम है, दोस्ती कायम है, हम साथ साथ हैं, कोई चिंता की बात नहीं।
नहीं, चिंता हमें क्यों होगी? चिंता जो जिनको होनी चाहिए, वी विल वेट टू हियर फ्रॉम देम ना। भाई जिनके कॉस्ट पे आप ग्रो कर रहे हैं, आप बार बार कांग्रेस को कहते हैं परजीवी कि वो दे पिगी बैक ऑन अदर्स। आपके खुद के दोस्त कभी कभी सोचते हैं कि भाई हमारा तो अस्तित्व खत्म हो रहा है, बीजेपी बढ़ती चली जा रही है, पाव पसारती जा रही है।
आप उन्हें सोचने को मजबूर कर रहे हैं।
भाई पाए तो उतनी ही है ना।
केसरकर जी ने कहा कि हम साथ साथ लड़े हैं, हम साथ साथ हैं, कोई चिंता की बात नहीं।
अरे एक डोंगे में 10 रसमलाई थी, पहले 5-5 बढ़ती थी, अब बीजेपी 8 रसमलाई खा लेगी, तो बाकी दोनों को तो चिंता होनी चाहिए ना।
जो सर्व कर रहा है वो बीजेपी को ज्यादा दे रहा है, लेकिन उससे शिवसेना खुश है।
चलिए, सब लोग खुश है। मयूर पारिक also joins us now. Mayur Parik, these trends, Mahayuti now comfortably in not just the leads but the results, they have gone past the halfway mark. Please give us your initial analysis. BMC, Mahayuti 118, MVA 77, others at 10, Congress decimated. Let's start with the BMC and analyze this. Congress, lesser seats than last time. MNS, lesser seats than last time. And Uddhav Thackeray, lesser seats than last time.
Okay, so there are two analytical points to this. First is, if we look at the larger picture, the message is very clear: never confuse your voter. Now look at the Balasaheb Thackere, always speaking against Congress party, doing canvassing against Congress party. His son Uddhav Thackeray does a coalition with the Congress party, comes in the power, then again they break the coalition, going with the MNS. First you force your voters, your cadre to sit with the Congress party. Prior to that, you force your cadre to fight on street with MNS, and elections after election, you change your stand. Now you tell your cadre, oh no, sorry, that was a mistake. Now Thackere Bandhus are coming together. Till yesterday, you were fighting on the street against each other, commenting against each other. Now you have to fight the election together. They confused their voter.
Very important point, Mayur Parik, you made, confusing coalitions that are being stitched, and that is the reason why BJP is making more inroads. Yes, sir, go ahead. Finish your point, sir.
Yeah. Second point is all about Congress. Again, Congress party, who always spoke about secularism, joining hands with UBT. We never explored that angle. But did Congressy people actually liked that alliance? No. Now we can see that even in Mumbai, in the city like Mumbai, MIM is winning again. What does this prove? That the minority voters voted to Shiv Sena in Lok Sabha, but the moment they got to know that Congress party is changing their stand again and again, they moved back where they wanted to. Now, even I can see the Nawab Malik's brother has also lost an election. In the Mankud area, the Muslim community is giving chance to BJP. What is this? So that precisely means never confuse your voter. Don't treat your voter as your bank balance, that now there is a joint bank account, now the vote tally will increase. This is the first point. The second, which alarming point here in the figure 115 Mahayuti, that is from we have got so far the trends of 205 and more 22 odds results are awaited, or the trends are awaited. BJP must be worried. BJP always wanted 100 mark to be crossed. This is why they can reduce their dependence on Eknath Shinde. The competition of the top post for the Maharashtra elections is, in the last election, we clearly saw that Eknath Shinde again wanted to become the chief minister, visiting Delhi again and again. BJP did coalition with Shiv Sena in BMC, but they never wanted to be below 100 mark. And here we can see that BJP by itself is so far as not crossed the 100 marks. And that is, I think, the worrisome figure for the Varsha Bungalow.
So finally, it's good to hear some reason for worry for BJP. Otherwise, Aniket Nigam is just sitting there and smiling and eating rasmalais.
But I'll tell you one place where they've actually crossed the 100 mark. This is in Nagpur. where out of 133, BJP has touched the 100 mark, 101. And in fact, the Nagpur BJP chief is speaking. Let's quickly listen in.
बड़ी रैली जब हम निकालेंगे तो माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी को भी बिल्कुल बुलाएंगे ही। हमने 108 पिछले बार जीती थी, आज हम 107 पर पहुंच गए हैं। हमने कहा था हम 108 को क्रॉस करके 121 तक जाएंगे, 108 को हम क्रॉस कर रहे हैं और हम प्रयासरत है कि ये आंकड़ा आगे कितना बढ़ सके। एक ऐतिहासिक आंकड़ा नागपुर शहर को भारतीय जनता पार्टी का देखने को मिले, यह हमारी अपेक्षा है।
एक संक्षिप्त में जवाब चाहूँगा। बड़े बड़े नाम हैं, गडकरी हैं, देवेंद्र जी फडणवीस हैं, बावनकुले हैं, और किसको आप देंगे कि जीत का सेहरा?
हमारे नेताओं के नेतृत्व में किए गए काम को ही हम जीत का सेहरा देना चाहेंगे। नेताओं का तो उसमें विशेष योगदान रहा है, लेकिन किए गए काम जो जनता की प्रत्येक समस्या को स्पर्श करते हुए हमने काम किए, उस काम के कारण हम यह श्रेय हमारे किए गए काम और विशेषतः नागपुर की जनता को यह हम श्रेय देना चाहेंगे कि अगर उन्होंने हमारे नेताओं को पद पर नहीं बैठाया रहता तो शायद ये काम हम नहीं कर पाते थे। इसलिए यह विजय नागपुर की जनता को समर्पित है।
So as Gauri was saying, 101 of Shagun from Nagpur. The big news coming in right now, the breaking news at this moment. Maharashtra minister's fresh comment as Mahayuti takes a lead. Let's listen in fact, to what the Maharashtra minister has said. We will just tell you what it is, that latest remark coming in from a minister in Maharashtra. But let's quickly go to Ujjwal. Let's quickly talk about what the importance of Nagpur is. Mayur Parikh, home ground for Devendra Fadnavis. Yes. This should be like a real validation for him. 101, or at least the president of the Nagpur unit was saying 108 out of what?
133.
133. 108 out of 133.
Yes, Nagpur was like, for this municipal elections, I think BJP was very, very, worried about this municipal corporation election, because in recent time we saw that in Nagpur region, the Congress party's presence was steadily increasing. I mean, like a few years back, there was an election of a graduate constituency where a Congress party candidate won the election. Even in the Vidhan Sabha, Congress shows a good result. Nitin Gadkari did won the election, but not with that convincing number. So the corporation results must be giving them a good reason to smile in the Nagpur.
Okay, here is what Nitesh Rane, the minister we were talking about, Nitesh Rane.
Rabble rouser, yes.
उनका throughout यही रहा है कि भाई बुरखे वाली नहीं बनेगी, हिंदू बनेगा. But then he had said कि जो I love Mahadev करेगा वही मेयर बनेगा. So जो
adding to the mix of the whole sharp commentary.
His constituency and his target audience is absolutely clear. Nitesh Rane made no bones. What is the target audience that he had in mind? Now he has tweeted, जो हिंदू हित की बात करेगा वही महाराष्ट्र पर राज करेगा.
Yeah.
How do you respond to that, Krishna Hegde? जो हिंदू हित की बात करेगा वही महाराष्ट्र पर राज करेगा. You are a party that, by the way, has fielded 10 Muslim candidates as well.
Padmaja, all sections of, and every community has voted for us. That's why the Mahayuti has won 4 elections in a row. But however, having said this, if a Owaisi comes to Mumbai or a Pathan or a Azmi comes to Mumbai and says कि देश का वजीर-ए-आज़म बुरखे वाली बनेगा और मुंबई का महापौर बुरखे वाली बनेगी, तो then यार I would say that ओएसी को बोलो कि हैदराबाद म्युनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन में तो हमारे मुसलमान बहन को पहले महापौर बनाओ, वहां पर वो बनाएंगे नहीं और यहाँ पर प्रचार करेंगे, तो हमारे तरफ से नितेश राणे जी हो या कृष्णा हेगड़े, यही उनको जवाब देंगे कि जो हिंदू हित में बात करेगा वो महाराष्ट्र पे राज करेगा. एंड इट इज अ फैक्ट. दिस इज आइडियोलॉजी ऑफ हिंदू हृदय सम्राट सन्मान्य बाला साहेब ठाकरे जी, and we are following this ideology.
Yes.
क्योंकि कई लोग तो बीजेपी के कहते हैं. Most recently I remember, I think it was a MLA in उत्तर प्रदेश, उन्होंने कहा कि भाई ना हम मुसलमानों से मिलते हैं, ना हमें मुसलमानों के वोट चाहिए, और बीजेपी ने तो बीएमसी में किसी मुसलमान को अपना कैंडिडेट भी नहीं बनाया. उन्होंने कहा हमें चाहिए ही नहीं.
देखिए, हमारे मुसलमान भाई और बहन भी ये जानते हैं कि उनको भी विकास और प्रगति चाहिए. अगर प्रधानमंत्री जी का 180-200 स्कीम चल रहा है सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट से, और महाराष्ट्र में हमारे अनगिनत स्कीम चल रहे हैं, तो ये हिंदू, मुस्लिम, सिख, ईसाई सभी के लिए है, सभी को फायदा पहुंचाता है, वो हमारे मुसलमान बहनों को भी फायदा पहुंचाता है। और इस तरह से व्हाट आई वुड लाइक टू से दैट we take everyone together and therefore we have no discrimination.
And you know what, at the power play, the Maharashtra power play that we had, and you know Devendra Fadnavis was speaking to you only, Padmaja, when he said that BMC ka mayor Hindu hoga, Marathi hoga. So you know this Hindu politics is now, and the Marathi
महायुति से होगा, ये नहीं बोला बीजेपी से होगा। लास्ट मिनट तक ये तो बोला कम से कम कि महायुति से होगा, हिंदू होगा और महायुति से होगा और मराठी होगा। जयंत मेनकर has been very patiently watching and listening. There are celebrations. That's the great thing. There are celebrations everywhere. There is celebration at Shiv Sena Bhavan also. Yeah. Uddhav Thackerays party is also celebrating. BJP is also celebrating. MNS is also celebrating. These are images that you are getting from across the state. You have 29 municipal corporations. Devendra Fadnavis had said that 26 out of 29 the Mahayuti will get, but Jayant Menkar, the results and the trends show 27 out of 29. There is a clear wave for the Mahayuti. 27 out of 29.
Let us accept this, that BJP has swept it, and Congress and Shiv Sena as well as even NCP has failed to put a combined front in front of BJP. And even in a way, BJP has damaged both the parties, taking away Ajit Pawar and Eknath Shinde. That has damaged these two parties drastically, because that was the core strength, Ajit Pawar and obviously Eknath Shinde. And BJP is Hindutva. So let us accept that continuously, though failing to get Lok Sabha seats, otherwise in Vidhan Sabha as well as in corporation and Nagar Panchayat everywhere, BJP has proved its mantle. Hindutva wave is still continuing. Modi wave is still continuing. Whether it is acceptable or not is something different. But at the same time, the indelible ink as well as 450 crore being given as freebies to the women, all these issues must be considered.
Okay, no, please consider them. Please go to court immediately. You know, every single person who says that Bihar result was vitiated, Maharashtra result was vitiated, please, sir, immediately go to court and file a petition against this indelible ink and whatever has happened. Rahul Gandhi already said in the morning that vote chori has happened. But just to put things in perspective also with Mayur Parikh over here, you know, when we are saying that 27 out of 29 are seeing a Mahayuti leher right now, Mayur Parikh, if we look at 2017, there were 27 municipal corporations at that time, and Mahayuti together, Shiv Sena had 5. If we were to roughly say, because obviously the equations are rejigged since then, but even if we were to put all of Shiv Sena and BJP together, BJP had 15 municipal corporations, Shiv Sena had 5 municipal corporations. So they were 20 out of 27. This time around, they are 27 out of 29. What are the fortresses that have been breached this time around?
Look, there is a confusion in the mind of opposition. Where to go, how to go, with whom to do coalition, what should be our election agenda, who should be our candidate. Even we can see, I mean, like, we can clearly throughout the election can see that there were been coalition at a different level with the different parties, which was never been converted into votes. People were confused. There was lack of focus. It was a very clear, I mean, like, two Sharad Pawars are coming together to fight against BJP. This was something like a very peak, but still they couldn't defeat BJP. Why? Because BJP has got 24/7 election machinery. Even when there is no an election, like a while ago, when you were mentioning about the tweet of Nitesh Rane, I am following Nitesh Rane very closely.
Okay.
You know what? Nitesh Rane is continuously on the tour of Maharashtra. Even in one village, there is an incident of some stone pelting on some temple or some Hindu festival or whatsoever it is. Let the event, even that incident be a so small affecting only 100 or 150 people, Nitesh Rane rushed there within 24 hours, speak with the local media, get the coverage in local paper, which never a regional media or a national media will ever cover. But this creates an impression in the mind of the people that there is someone who is caring for us.
I think that's the most important part, and I think BMC also essentially exemplifies just that, the machinery and the muscle that Mumbai brings to the table, and I think losing that is going to be a huge
and the ideology, Gauri,
and the ideology, of course.
It's a fact that people say this is a municipal corporation election, so it should only be about bijli, pani, sadak, etc. But I think the larger narrative, what Mayur Parikh was saying, that essentially the message put out by BJP was, boss, we are clear about our ideology. We are about Hindutva and we are about Vikas.
Yes.
And that, the face of that Hindutva plus Vikas was Devendra Fadnavis. He's a young man, started his career as corporator
from Nagpur.
Started with a Sangh background, or as he said in our power play, मैं background का नहीं हूँ, मैं संघ का हूँ, मैं आज भी संघ का हूँ. And they make no bones about their ideology, and at least whoever was voting said, this is what I'm voting for.
And I'll
that
tell you,
he's talking about Hindutva,
yes,
and he will give me the postal road.
Now look at the other side. There's one very interesting seat, which is Baikula. Baikula is a Muslim majority area in South Bombay. And now you have the Uddhav Sena candidate leading there, competing with the Congress. So what we are talking about, clear messaging to the voter on one side, confusing the cadre and the voter on the other side with conflicting narratives is what is coming out. In a seat like Baikula, which is a Muslim majority neighborhood, you have the Uddhav Sena candidate leading, and second up is the Congress candidate. And this is pretty much the story of this election.
And the effort was to try and project, and I think that message has largely gone through also, कि अब UBT भी Muslim party हो गई है. And when you have the Mahayuti going with that message कि Bala Saheb की party अब Muslim party हो गई है, Jayant Mankar.
Yes.
Something that was stuck earlier with the Congress. Jayant Mankar, please go on, sir.
Yeah, I have to answer one question, one point raised by Mayur Parikh. And can you repeat your question, please?
Yes, go on, sir.
Yeah, my friend has stated rightly that the strange bedfellows, strange coalition, and who is with whom for 30 years. Balasaheb Thackere opposed Congress. Yes, but in lieu of that, Uddhav Thackere fulfilled his only ambition, that is to become chief minister. But after that, I mean, he was a chief minister for 2.5 years. But after that, what happened? And right now, he has lost his citadel. The same thing what you are saying about Pawars. There are exactly Pawars. In Pune, they are together. In Mumbai, one Pawar is separate, another Pawar is with Shiv Sena. So these strange bedfellows are happening in coalition politics as far as these local bodies are concerned. Yes. And yes, it has affected. On the other hand, though that is not proper, but on the issue of Hindutva, BJP people feel at least standing on one footing, that is Hindutva, and they are together. That is what, of course, there are issues.
Ideological clarity helps. I mean, in this day and age, sure, you may have your little permutations and combinations at the local level of the kind that we saw in Ambarnath and Akot. Yes. But at the end of the day, if somebody is going to ask the BJP, what do you promise us? They will not shy away from saying Hindutva.
And Uddhav Thackere was the one who comes from the legacy of Hindu Hriday Samrat, Bal Thackeray. And that is the dilution which the voters have now responded to, Padmaja.
Absolutely. And if today somebody is going to ask the question, who is the Hriday Samrat of the Marathi voter and of the Hindu voter, I think the answer is in those numbers which is on your screen right now. But with the caveat, like Mayur Parikh pointed out, the fact that the BJP on its own has not gone beyond the 100 mark. Yes. What is the message over there? We will talk about that at length as well. We will continue with this special broadcast. Don't go anywhere. The big messages that are coming out now. The numbers are out, but the messages and what it shows for the future, that's going to be dissected right here on NDTV.
from the heart of the newsroom to the core of the stories shaping your world. Join me, Gargi Raut, as I track all the developments as they break. Live from the NDTV newsroom, weekdays at 4 p.m.
A very special moment for us as we announce NDTV Masterstroke, the NDTV Art Awards.
NDTV presents the Masterstroke Art Awards, an odyssey of creative brilliance where the masterpiece meets its ultimate recognition.
NDTV bringing this subject forward would have a great integrity of putting it forward where people could understand the importance of art.
This award that is being started, I'm sure is going to be amazing.
Art for India and for Indians is an expression of our Atmanirbharta.
It's actually quite a formidable jury, so I think we'll reveal a lot more as we go along.
This is an amazing platform, I think, today what you're doing.
Honoring the masters who define our creative landscape. Coming soon on the NDTV network.
What seems settled for me is unfinished business. So I rewind, I pause, I reflect, I dig until what's buried stands up to be counted. Breaking ground, not just headlines, the meaning behind them. This is Breaking Ground with me, Vedika Sood.
I don't sugarcoat. I shoot straight and tell you stories the way they need to be told. Unfiltered, unafraid, unmissable. That's how I roll. Watch me, Priyanka Deo, on NDTV World. Namaste.
The first Indian news channel at the World Economic Forum at Davos. 21 years at the heart of the world's most influential dialogue.
Continuing to make sure that the poorest are not forgotten.
Big enough, brave enough, bold enough to face the critics.
We've been doing more and more improvements.
We are the fastest growing amongst the major economies.
Both of us are interested in these.
Young girls aren't in school because they're scavenging for water for the family.
We need to get out of the way and into the work of breaking open access for each and everyone.
Now, India's most trusted news network returns to the Alps with its most formidable editorial voices. NDTV Ignite at Davos.
Other opposition parties. They argue, I conclude. They deflect, I drill down. This isn't a free-for-all. It's a reckoning. No filler, no fog. Only the facts and where they lead. Every night at 9, the case closes because the buck stops here.
Mumbai are bringing our first India tour in your city. Rag on with Shankar Ehsan Loy and Siddharth Mahadevan and Shivam Mahadevan. 5 times melody, 5 times masti with NDTV Good Times. Go grab your tickets on Live Your City by Fever.
Watch Jai Jawan with me this public day only on NDTV.
इनको यहाँ से जाना ही होगा।
जय मां दुर्गा!
There is no bigger battle in 2026. And nobody has reported Bengal like I have. Buckle up for an unforgettable election thriller. Will the BJP breach Mamta's fortress?
Hello and welcome to this very special broadcast on NDTV on Battleground BMC. I'm Gauri Dwivedi, and the big story and the big headline that is coming out is that the BMC fortress of the Thackerays have been breached by the Mahayuti. In fact, the numbers that have come in show that the Mahayuti have safely crossed the halfway mark, which is 114. And after 30 years, there will now be a BJP mayor in BMC. The big implications and the messaging of that is our big focus. But first up, a quick check of the headlines. Mahayuti takes lead in high-stakes BMC polls. Stunning dismissal of BMC Badshahs. Thackerays face existential crisis. The Shinde Jodi rolling into BMC. Massive lead for BJP in Pune. No amount of Pawar's reunion can stop the BJP juggernaut as NCP factions united in party stronghold but fail to recreate the magic. Key Congress meeting. In fact, it is a full-blown politics that is taking place in Maharashtra civic polls regarding washable ink that's coming in, and BJP's blistering attack on Mamata Banerjee, the other story that we are focused on. Battle
लोकप्रियता भारतीय जनता पार्टी को हासिल हुई है, उसके ये व्यापक विस्तार का एक चरण है। और इसके साथ हम ये भी कहना चाहेंगे कि महाराष्ट्र की धरती, जो भारत के सांस्कृतिक गौरव का केंद्र रही है, छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज का हिंदवी स्वराज्य जहां से प्रारंभ हुआ, जहां से लोकमान्य तिलक ने पूर्ण स्वराज्य का उद्घोष किया, और जो राष्ट्रवाद के विचारों की उर्वरा भूमि रही है, और जो आज मुंबई, जो विश्व की चौथी बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्था और विश्व की बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्थाओं में फास्टेस्ट ग्रोइंग इकोनॉमी का आर्थिक राजधानी हो, तो मैं कह सकता हूं भारत के सांस्कृतिक गौरव और आर्थिक समृद्धि दोनों के लिए विकास की इस नई इबारत को जो हम प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के रूप में लिख रहे हैं, उसके ऊपर महाराष्ट्र की जनता ने मोहर लगाई है। मुंबई में हमारी ये शानदार जीत और नगर पालिकाओं में हमारी ये शानदार जीत दर्शाती है कि युवा पीढ़ी ने भी बड़े उत्साह के साथ भाजपा और महायुति का पुरजोर समर्थन किया है। हम इसके द्वारा कह सकते हैं कि जेन जी ने ये वीबी के पक्ष में मतदान दिया है। वीबी मतलब विकसित भारत। विकसित भारत के जिस मार्ग पर भारत आगे बढ़ रहा है प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में, और श्री देवेंद्र फडणवीस जी महाराष्ट्र में उसका नेतृत्व कर रहे हैं, मुझे लगता है कि जेन जी ने उस दिशा में हमें पुरजोर समर्थन देकर और शक्ति प्रदान की है। आपने देखा कि पहले बिहार में हमें सफलता मिली, उसके बाद केरल में सफलता मिली, अब महाराष्ट्र के नगर निगम में यह अभूतपूर्व सफलता निश्चित रूप से देश के भविष्य के लिए एक बहुत शुभ संकेत है, सकारात्मक संकेत है। और इसके साथ साथ नकारात्मक राजनीति करने वालों को महाराष्ट्र की जनता ने एक करारा जवाब दिया है। ये लोग, इस चुनाव का एक और निष्कर्ष है कि मैं विपक्ष से पूछना चाहता हूं कि इंडी गठबंधन का अस्तित्व अब है या नहीं है, क्योंकि 2024 के बाद के चुनावों में दिल्ली विधानसभा में आम आदमी पार्टी कांग्रेस का गठबंधन टूट गया, केरल में कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी और कांग्रेस अलग अलग लड़े, महाराष्ट्र नगर निगम में उद्धव बाला साहब ठाकरे, शिवसेना, उबाटा और कांग्रेस अलग हो गए, और बंगाल के आने वाले चुनावों में कोई संभावना नहीं दिख रही है कि तृणमूल कांग्रेस और कांग्रेस मिलकर लड़ेंगे। अर्थात इंडी गठबंधन का किला बिल्कुल तार तार होता नजर आ रहा है कि बेनकाब चेहरे हैं और दाग बड़े गहरे हैं। यह इंडी गठबंधन में दिखाई पड़ रहा है, और टूटता तिलिस्म आज सच से भय खाता हूं, यानी उनका तिलिस्म टूट रहा है और सच को वो देखने की क्षमता में नहीं रहते हैं। और मैं अंत में यह कहना चाहूंगा, जिसे महाराष्ट्र की भाषा में कहते हैं, जय जय महाराष्ट्र माझा। आज महाराष्ट्र की जनता ने जो हम लोगों को समर्थन दिया है, उसके लिए हम पूर्ण विनम्रता के साथ उनका आभार व्यक्त करते हैं और उसके साथ साथ यह भी दिखाना चाहते हैं कि ये छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज की वो भूमि जिनकी सेना के लिए कहा जाता था, जो महाराष्ट्र का बड़ा प्रसिद्ध नाटक है जानता राजा, उसमें जब शिवाजी की सेना चलती थी तो मानो मुझे लग रहा है कि आज वैसा ही स्वर हर मराठी के कानों में गूंज रहा होगा कि साजी चतुरंग सैन अंग में उमंग धार सारजा शिवाजी जंग जीतन चलत है। तो मुझे लगता है जैसे चतुरंगणी सेना को और अंग में उमंग धारण करके शिवाजी की सेना आगे बढ़ती थी, आज प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में हम लोग जो आगे बढ़ रहे हैं और महाराष्ट्र में देवेंद्र फडणवीस जी के नेतृत्व में आज जनता ने हमें वैसा ही आशीर्वाद दिया है। धन्यवाद। अब मैं अनुरोध करूंगा आदरणीय तरुण चुग जी से, जो वो आपको संबोधित करेंगे।
बहुत बधाई का दिन है। 26 मई 2014 से लेकर लगातार प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में भारतीय जनता पार्टी, राष्ट्रीय जनतांत्रिक गठबंधन नई ऊंचाइयां, नई विजय, जनता का आशीर्वाद भरपूर मात्रा में मिल रहा। और आज जिस तरह
All right, that is the BJP press conference. BJP MP Sudhanshu Trivedi hailing the Mahayuti's massive win in the BMC, breaching into the fortress of the Thackerays, and more importantly asking that India alliance, does it even exist anymore or not? Remember, this is the time when the Thackere brothers came together, but the Congress did not, and it has fought separately, and right now it is in single digits in BMC. There are 29 municipal corporation elections that are happening. BMC is one of them. Several others equally important: Pune, Thane, Kalyan Dombivli, Pimpri Chinchwad, Meera Bhayandar, all of them extremely important, and in 27 of those, the BJP is leading. I'm going to get my colleague Ankit Tyagi as well, who's in Mumbai tracking this very crucial election for us. But before that, I want to quickly now get in some of the other panelists as well. S. Balakrishnan and Seema Malik with us on the broadcast. In fact, Mr. Balakrishnan, let me take that first question to you, that as things stand, the one thing everybody is asking is that where exactly is that India alliance? They come together and then they choose to fight separately, and that gives the huge advantage, huge electoral arithmetic advantage to the BJP.
No, the India alliance has been a perfect non-starter in Maharashtra. Right from word go, it was very clear, it was full of contradictions, and this election to the BMC has made it very clear its complete irrelevance as far as Mumbai and the rest of Maharashtra is concerned. The day Ramesh Channitala, the AICC observer in charge of Congress in Maharashtra, made it very clear that his party would like to go it alone. It was amply clear that the India alliance has been given a decent burial in the sands of Shivaji Park in Mumbai. So the India alliance was a non-starter, and then it made no difference. And because of the division of anti-BJP votes, that is one of the reasons why the BJP was able to secure such a good majority. Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed. And the numbers that are flashing show comfortable majority for the Mahayuti, because the trends that are coming in, 114 is the halfway mark. They have safely breached that. The personal target that was set by the BJP was to touch the 100 mark. That hasn't happened. What we have right now is that they are at 87. Eknath Shinde's Shiv Sena is at 29. Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena is at 73. And MNS scoring at 6, lower than its last time's tally, which was at 7. Seema Malik, let me bring you in. What does it look like for the NCP? Because then we shift focus to Pune and Pimpri Chinchwad, both places where the Pawars have come together but have not been able to stop the BJP from bettering its tally of last time.
First of all, I'll congratulate BJP. I'm seeing the numbers. They have got the numbers, of course. So first of all, I would like to congratulate BJP for this, the glorious victory. And I was listening to Sudhanshu Trivedi ji. He was telling whether we are into existence or not. Koi aapka astitva reh bhi gaya ya nahi. He was talking about MBA. So I just want to ask him that when they had 2 seats, तो तब उनका कोई अस्तित्व था या नहीं था, I don't know, the way he was telling me. So देखिए, we have tried our best and we are hopeful for you're talking about Pune and Pimpir Chinchwad. So we have tried our luck. We had, and there are so many things, this is about the,
अस्तित्व की अगर हम बात कर रहे हैं, so I will tell you the numbers for Pune. Out of 92, BJP has got 80. Ajit Pawar's faction of the NCP has got 6, and the Sharad Pawar faction of NCP right now in Pune has 3. If you take Pimpri Chinchwad, it is 1. It is a single seat for the SP faction, the Sharad Pawar faction of the NCP. This is when the two came together. So which is why the question is being asked about political relevance and the future political roadmap.
And you should see this is not the time to say, but I would like to see, I'd like to draw your attention. The things like, the way the money power is used in this election. We have seen the way, in the name of welfare, schemes, the way they have given you the money one day before in the election. That also we have seen. We have seen this in the Bihar also, and we are seeing it in the Maharashtra also.
Okay.
So these are the things.
So money power is a question
that Inkwala is episode. Everybody knows about that, and they will start, telling before that these are all bahanas and, everything they'll say. But I must say that Election Commission should take care of these things, about the voters list. About the voters list also.
Will you file a complaint? Will you file an official complaint? Will the NCP Sharad Pawar faction file an official complaint?
We'll think over all these things. After the elections, we'll see that what was our fault and what are there. So many things have happened.
Okay, so I'll get in our reporters and I'll come back to this point and I'll tell you why.
68 members are unopposed. See, what is this? What kind of level playing field is this? 68 members unopposed. The money was distributed. The people were beaten up. There was so much, threat calls and all those things we have seen.
Okay.
So see, we are seeing it for the first time in the Maharashtra. This kind of, things, the things are, so we can't ignore it.
Mr. Balakrishnan, let's get in your response to this before I get in Anuj and Saurabh. Seema Malik, ma'am, quick response from Balakrishnan on this. Mr. Balakrishnan, what Seema Malik is saying is that, well, for the BJP, its juggernaut works because there is money power.
Of course, the money was distributed.
Mr. Balakrishnan.
Does Sharad Pawar have less money than the BJP? I don't think so.
No answer.
It is not true.
What is this answer?
The State Election Commission had stopped the last installment of the Ladki Bahin scheme disbursal.
No, I think this was given in between.
That was stopped. But the thing is, the BJP has mastered the art of winning election. They have got a well-oiled machinery at the booth level upwards, fantastic sense of organization. The right bites, they know which button to press when and who should say what. It was actually the well-scripted campaign under the leadership of Devendra Fadnavis.
Right.
And in fact, he had predicted that out of the 29 municipal bodies, only 3 they are facing problem. Now it turns out that they are facing problem only 2. So it is a complete sweep of Maharashtra, and the BJP has emerged at the pivotal role. And no politics can take place in Maharashtra now without the BJP.
Okay. All right, both of you. Just a second. I want to get in both Anuj as well as Saurabh, and then we continue this conversation. Saurabh Gupta is standing by outside Matoshri, and Anuj Rayate is standing outside BMC headquarters. Anuj, to you first. All roads lead to BMC. Finally, there will be a mayor. Administrator was running the city for the last 4 years. Finally, there will be a mayor. Any word on who that mayor is going to be?
while pointing out towards individual would be a task at the moment, because the results are yet to come out. What we are looking at is very strong early leads. But an interesting question there would be on from which party will we get to see the mayor, because we know for a fact that Shinde Sena as a party and Eknath Shinde himself wasn't the happiest to take or to demote himself to the deputy chief ministership after winning the elections under his leadership. Although the BJP was the number one party in the 2024 Vidhan Sabha election, the face of the election or the face of the campaign for Mahayuti was the Mukhyamantri, after whom the Mukhyamantri Maji Ladki Bahin Yojana was named. So of course, Eknath Shinde, whose presence in this entire scenario has really boosted BJP's chances and has taken it a little too away from the Thackere brothers, will play a very pivotal role in the bargaining table. And it'll be interesting to see how the next few days go ahead, because when you look at Mumbai, there is not just the position of the mayor that becomes the one which is important. We also got several committees. We've got standing committees, right? So who gets those standing committees where the real money comes from? Who gets to manages the best, which manages the transport and electricity here in Mumbai? So all of these decisions will have to be taken. And of course, the Bharatiya Janata Party for the longest time has wanted to have its own mayor. Even when it was with the erstwhile United Shiv Sena, it was always taking the deputy position. And now when it has finally become the bigger brother, in this entire alliance, it would not want to let go of that chance. And it is already, we've seen that the Bharatiya Janata Party leaders have gone on record in stating that there will be a Hindu mayor, there will be a Marathi and a Hindu mayor. So of course, the positioning of the BJP mayor being there in place has already been done. But important will be for us to note on how much will be the resistance put forth by the Shinde faction, because he's not really known to be someone who would let off his guard that easily.
We had a couple of important Shiv Sena Shinde faction leaders on the broadcast, and they were beginning to digest the fact that there will be a mayor in BMC from the BJP. So, but yes, of course, that's an important factor as to whether it actually happens or not. It's supposed to tick two boxes, that of Hindu and Marathi, and then we'll get to know the final name as well. Let's get in Saurabh Gupta as well, joining outside from Matushri, where, it seems like, though of course the numbers are still coming in, but it's not likely to cross the halfway mark. 114 is not a number that the Thackerays will be able to cross together in these elections.
That's right. In fact, it doesn't seem like it at this point that the Shiv Sena, UBT and the MNS have the numbers to bid for the mayor's post. That seems far-fetched and a foregone conclusion now. But what are they looking at? They're looking at perhaps, retaining some relevance, retaining influence in Mumbai. That's something that everyone's been talking about, that this election is a do-or-die election for the Thackerays. And in that context, what we're now hearing from, leaders associated, of course, there's no official reaction yet. But what we're now hearing is that, we're still looking at the numbers, and if they are close to 80, etc., or if they're close to 65, anything beyond 65, 70 to 80, they say they would have done well given the kind of influence that, the BJP put in and the amount of effort that the BJP put in into winning this election. Now, that's what we are hearing in terms of what the likely explanation for the numbers that are coming in is going to be. But at this point, it's important to note that this is an election that is going to change a lot of things. For the BJP, the unfinished project, its own mayor in Mumbai, that seems very much in the reckoning now. It's a few hours before these official results come in, and then we will know who the mayor will be. But now it is almost certain that it's going to be a BJP mayor. And like you said, only two boxes need to be ticked for an individual to be chosen for that post. Secondly, Mumbai can go back to having accountable civic body representatives who will answer queries, be held accountable to citizens. And thirdly, one of the things that Mumbaikars really need to think about is the turnout. Even this time, it was disappointing, and that's something that they will look at. And lastly, the Marathi vote, the Marathi Manos, who have they voted with? That's one more thing that these results will make it very, very clear as to who, of course, carries forward the aspirations of the Marathi vote in Mumbai.
Okay. So that's a very important aspect, Saurabh, that you pointed out, that yes, they will remain relevant. And you know, the numbers that are coming in, let's just decode that a little in more detail. Now, last time around in 2017, there was the undivided Shiv Sena, which got 84 seats. This time, the Shiv Sena is divided. There is the Eknath Shinde faction, which is the real Shiv Sena. They've got the symbol and everything. That's at 32. And the Uddhav Thackere faction has got 73 seats. The BJP has bettered its tally. It was 82 last time, it's 86. The Congress, look at the kind of decimation it has seen. It was 31 last time, it is at 7. MNS, it was 7 the last time, it is 5 right now. It has been a fringe player. It is hardly an existential force or a force multiplier is what Uddhav Thackere has figured out now. NCP was 9, it's 0 now. The others were 14 last time, that's also 7. So you can see the consolidation that has happened. There is absolutely no presence whatsoever in terms of electoral traction of the NCP, whether it is the Ajit Pawar or the Sharad Pawar faction right now. From 9, it has gone to 0. And for the Congress, it has gone from 31 to 7. And that decimation is what has helped Mahayuti to grow and also for Uddhav Thackere to also be able to get some more leeway. It is nowhere close to the halfway mark, but he is standing at 73 right now, is what these numbers tell. Okay, Seema Malik, Asif Bhamla, Rohit Chandravarkar and S. Balakrishnan are the panelists with me on the broadcast. And in fact, let me take that to Rohit Chandravarkar. In fact, okay, before I get in, let's get in Ali Daruwala of the BJP. Mr. Daruwala, this is what the numbers look right now. And all eyes now on whether or not BJP will be able to install its mayor in BMC. That has been an aspiration for the BJP, but it of course needs to have that conversation with Eknath Shinde and his Shiv Sena.
Yeah. Over here, I'd like to make one thing very clear. We are always talking about the mayor post going to BJP and ifs and buts, whether Eknath Shinde ji is on the same board with us. Over here, I'd like to mention one thing. It can be a female, it could be a lady mayor too, because this time we have got 50% reservation for women. And over here, you cannot discount, and we may even think jointly with Eknath Shinde ji if a mayor can be a lady mayor also, because as we are going, and Modi ji said kya महिलाओं का मान सम्मान और उनकी भागीदारी, so over here this also cannot be discounted that Mumbai can even have a lady as a mayor. So that is what I'm saying. So let's not pinpoint and narrow it down only to a male as candidate, because over here...
No, I didn't use the word male. No, sir, I did not use the word male at all.
No, I did not. No, I'm just saying, I said, let us not just zero it down to only having a male as a mayor. We can even have a female. We can even have a Ladki Bhaina as a mayor. So we are open to that thought also. That's what I was trying to tell you over here. And coming back over here, BJP and Eknath Shinde ji and our Ajit Pawar ji in Maharashtra has worked so widely and so openly over here. See, we have accepted the facts where we do not have presence. Like for Western Maharashtra, right after Kolhapur, Eknath Shinde is undisputed, untouchable, and the Maratha strong face for our Mahayuti alliance. Down in Vidarbha, we cannot discount the presence of Devendra Fadnavis ji. And in Pune and in Pimpir Chinchwad, we have the bastion of the NCP, the Ajit Pawar and the Sharad Pawar faction. So all this Samikaran, if you see the permutation that we have worked, has given this beautiful result. And over here, our Honorable Prime Minister and our Home Minister had given a free hand to Devendra Fadnavis ji. If it was
and I think this victory is testimony.
And if it was a bad performance, it was Devendra Fadnavis ji who was responsible.
Okay.
So we earmark the victory to one and only from BJP, that is Devendra ji over here.
Okay. That's an important point, that, you know, the political stature of Devendra Fadnavis after this win, after this very important watershed moment in Mumbai's political landscape is something that's also extremely important. The fact that they've managed to breach the Thackere fortress, the fact that BMC is the financial lifeline of the Thackere brothers, and the fact that the aspiration, the long-term aspiration of BJP to have its own mayor, the first citizen of Mumbai to be from the BJP, is something that has a larger political messaging. Seema Malik, let me now come to you in terms of the numbers, as we were saying, of how they looked last time around and how they look this time. NCP had 9 seats last time, 5% vote share. This time around, it's drawing a blank, and that is where the whole gap has been. It has allowed the Mahayuti to come in and fill up that vacuum.
We analyze we have seen the results, and we are still some hopes are there. But of course, we will analyze these things. What happened and how it happened and everything. This only I can say at this stage. Frankly, I've told you everything. The other things I have told you, the kind of irregularities we have seen in the this campaign and at the time of election. So of course we will think over it. Maybe we complain or something. So these things are there. I've told you that so many candidates, they are selected.
Okay.
They were elected unopposed. These things, and the way the money was distributed, we have seen the money power, we have seen the muscle power, and all those things. We have seen those things. So and of course you will see what you are talking about, that king pala thing. That is also important, I think.
All right, Seema, your point has essentially been about that BJP and Mahayuti are using muscle politics, right? That's what you're making.
The opposition should have a level playing field. That is very necessary, which we are not getting anywhere.
Okay.
So this is something undemocratic.
All right, ma'am. You've made a point. You've made your point, which is about level playing field not being there for opposition parties. That's the charge, and that's your big point. All right, I'm going to address that controversy, the erasable link controversy linked to the Mumbai civic body polls that is now refusing to die down. Now, in the latest, Congress MP Rahul Gandhi has launched an attack on the Election Commission, and posting on his social media handle, Rahul Gandhi, leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, has alleged that the Election Commission is gaslighting citizens and that the trust has completely collapsed in India's democracy. BJP was quick to hit back, calling his remarks a scarecrow tactics and a bid to distort and discredit the elections and the results that have come in now, which have reduced the Congress party, by the way, to single digits. Remember, the Maharashtra Election Commission has already reacted to videos that have been coming out of people wiping off their ink from their fingers post-voting. Election Commission has stated that any attempt to erase the indelible ink would actually amount to electoral malpractice. But you have Rahul Gandhi, of course, talking about it and saying that this is nothing but vote chori. In fact, we have some sound bites and reactions also coming in on this story.
Rahul Gandhi is a serial liar. He's a Pinocchio of modern day politics, and he has been fact-checked now by IMF. Rahul Gandhi had said Indian economy is dead. He was trumpeteering a claim that was not based on fact. And he went to Berlin and said India's manufacturing is also dead. Now IMF has come out and said that India is a strong pillar of the global growth engine. In fact, they have said that their projection of 6.6% GDP growth rate for India has been exceeded, and that is India's strong performance. Gone are the days of policy paralysis under Manmohan Singh, and today under Prime Minister Modi.
कांग्रेस को मुंबई में 227 के हाउस में से सिर्फ 2 या 3 सीट अब तक मिल रहे हैं, ऐसे रुझान दिखा रहे हैं। और राहुल गांधी के जो आरोप है वो हास्यास्पद है। कांग्रेस राहुल गांधी के नेतृत्व में लगभग 100 इलेक्शन हार चुकी है, और राहुल गांधी कभी सुप्रीम कोर्ट, कभी हाई कोर्ट, कभी ईवीएम, कभी इलेक्शन कमीशन, और अब जो शाही है उसको दोष दे रहे हैं।
All right, those are reactions coming in on what became a huge story yesterday, a political story and a controversy when there were several videos that came out about how people were able to rub off the indelible ink that is put on their finger after they vote. That ink could come out with the use of hand sanitizer. In fact, after those videos, State Election Commission did clarify and put out important clarifications as well, and said that anybody trying to do that is actually tantamounting to electoral malpractice. And that, of course, is something that has been picked up by the Congress party. And Rahul Gandhi has chosen today, the day of results, to come out with that message saying Election Commission is gaslighting. Those are the kind of words that he's actually used. Let's get in Saurabh for more on this. The fact that Rahul Gandhi has accused the Election Commission of gaslighting citizens amidst the results that have come out and showed record poor showing of the Congress party. What does it say, Saurabh? There is a trend to this. There's a pattern to this.
Well, this of course shows one thing, that obviously the Congress party has really not performed. It was the Congress party's decision to go it alone. It was the Congress party that decided that perhaps it would do better on its own. But that has not turned out. At least the results don't show such things. One of the main people behind the decision to go alone, at least it was attributed to the local unit of the Mumbai Congress. The Mumbai Congress is headed by Varsha Gaikwad. In her own area, the Congress seems to have won, but outside that, the Congress seems to have really done badly, and therefore, the Congress of Varsha Gaikwad would be able to explain why. But this particular issue of ink is something that we reported. It did come off, but does this mean voters have voted twice? That's again a matter of investigation. Yes, the ink did come off. There were also other complaints of venues being changed. There were prominent citizens, including even a BJP leader in Navi Mumbai, had to go around finding his booth. So citizens did complain of such things, of having to look for their booths even when they got that online printout. Sometimes the booths didn't match. So those complaints were there. And that is something that the Election Commission is responsible for. But has that led to bogus voting or vote chori? That's something that, again, is a matter of investigation.
Indeed, Saurabh, the fact that the election process should be foolproof is an aspiration that every Indian wants. And the Election Commission has clarified for the next local elections, they will not use those markers. But does it tantamount to bogus voting? That's the big charge, and that's the big allegation that Rahul Gandhi has made, and that Election Commission has clarified. Thanks much, Saurabh, for joining us with that update. Now, viewers, as far as BMC elections are concerned, now BMC election itself has been a process that has been there for more than a century. And this report tells you exactly how the process started, the changes that were made in due course of time, and what the election now stands for. Take a look.
The Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation that governs Mumbai holds local responsibility for healthcare, education, water supply, power supply, drainage, transport, and all other civic issues that have just kept growing since the BMC came into existence more than 2 centuries ago.
The origins of the BMC can be traced to 1807, when the British set up a court of petty sessions with a magistrate and 2 justices of peace. A corporate body with a municipal commissioner and justices of peace came into being in 1865, and the regular corporation with 64 members came into existence only in 1872, and it was decreed that only taxpayers had the right to vote.
In 1922, rentpayers were also allowed to vote. And in 1931, J.B. Boman Behram became the first elected mayor of Bombay. In 1948, a year after independence, the first proper elections were held. Its long history aside, what makes the BMC election so important today is the huge financial implications of controlling the finances of one of Asia's richest civic bodies. The last BMC budget estimated expenditure for this financial year, 2025-26, to be almost 75,000 crore rupees, marking a jump of nearly 20% over the 2024-25 budget. That is a budget that is higher than several states of India. It is even 4 times the budget of Bengaluru's municipal corporation. Today, the BMC has jurisdiction over an area of 480.24 square kilometers and officially caters to an estimated population of about 13 million people. The BMC today touches every Mumbaiker in some way or the other. It is beyond politics, and it is beyond Maratha pride. The BMC is a constant that has been around long before the politics of present-day Mumbai took shape.
storms of Kargil, the fury of Operation Sindhu,
so many attacks,
the chaos and cries of disaster zones, to fighter jet cockpits, and the world's most defining interviews.
It's incredible.
He has seen history break. Live, unfiltered. 20,000 hours of live broadcasting.
Welcome to Left, Right and Centre.
Hard facts.
War-struck country.
Hard questions.
In the Ukraine.
30 years of trust.
In the Kargil area. North Ukraine. In France. In Italy. At Srinagar. Hi, Mr. Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
Vishnu Shom. Only on NDTV.
NDTV Golf Pro-Am in partnership with PGTI returns for its much-awaited second leg. This time from the breathtaking Boulder Hills Golf and Country Club in Hyderabad. India's finest professional golfers meet Hyderabad's top corporate leaders for a day of precision, camaraderie and spirited competition on pristine fairways. Watch at these times.
Every winter, the World Economic Forum at Davos becomes the world's thinking room, where power, policy and purpose converge, where the future is examined and reimagined. In January 2026, NDTV will be at the heart of this conversation. NDTV Ignite at Davos, this January on the NDTV network.
"21 days in Kashmir. People have bombarded me, friends, with requests for an unfiltered list of things I saw and observed on the ground. Very special ground report from the line of control. There were some children who've lost limbs in the shelling. They're now India's smallest but possibly the most powerful crime family. Cough syrup has killed at least 25 children. Gaikwad sahab, aise mat kijiye. Suddenly people are wondering about the weaponization of India-Pakistan cricket. We live and breathe elections. You will not believe your eyes or ears when I show you what I'm about to. And for a country that has fought so many wars in the mountains and at high altitude, we're standing on the Indian Navy's newest warship. The line of control, Shiv, NDTV.
Across the country, he has tracked the pulse of power from Washington to Korea. Witnessed history being made in global capitals and conflict zones. Brought clarity to complex issues of national security and international affairs. Aditya Rajkol, covering international affairs like no one else. Only on NDTV network.
Straight from the heart of the newsroom to the core of the stories shaping your world. Join me, Gargi Raut, as I track all the developments as they break. Live from the NDTV newsroom, weekdays at 4 p.m.
A very special moment for us as we announce NDTV Masterstroke, the NDTV Art Awards.
NDTV presents the Masterstroke Art Awards. An odyssey of creative brilliance, where the masterpiece meets its ultimate recognition.
NDTV bringing this subject forward would have a great integrity of putting it forward where people could understand the importance of art.
This award that is being started, I'm sure is going to be amazing.
Art for India and for Indians is an expression of our Atmanirbharta.
It's actually quite a formidable jury, so I think we'll reveal a lot more as we go along.
This is an amazing platform, I think, today what you're doing.
Honoring the masters who define our creative landscape. Coming soon on the NDTV network.
What seems settled for me is unfinished business. So I rewind. I pause, I reflect, I dig, until what's buried stands up to be counted. Breaking ground, not just headlines, the meaning behind them. This is Breaking Ground with me, Vedika Sood.
I don't sugarcoat. I shoot straight and tell you stories the way they need to be told. Unfiltered, unafraid, unmissable. That's how I roll. Watch me, Priyanka Deo, on NDTV World. Namaste.
The first Indian news channel at the World Economic Forum at Davos. 21 years at the heart of the world's most influential dialogue.
Continuing to make sure that the poorest are not forgotten.
Big enough, brave enough, bold enough to face the critics.
We've been doing more and more improvements.
We are the fastest growing amongst the major economies.
Both of us are interested in these.
Young girls aren't in school because they're scavenging for water for the family.
We need to get out of the way and into the work of breaking open access for each and everyone.
Now, India's most trusted news network returns to the Alps with its most formidable editorial voices. NDTV Ignite at Davos.
Other opposition parties.
They argue, I conclude. They deflect, I drill down. This isn't a free-for-all. It's a reckoning. No filler, no fog. Only the facts and where they lead. Every night at 9, the case closes because the buck stops here.
Mumbai are bringing our first India tour in your city. Rug on with Shankar Ehsan Loy and Siddharth Mahadevan and Shivam Mahadevan. 5 times melody, 5 times masti with NDTV Good Times. Go, grab your tickets on Live Your City by Fever.
Shifting focus now to battleground Tamil Nadu. Elections are around the corner and things are heating up. As per sources, Congress is set to meet to discuss its poll strategy for the upcoming assembly elections in Tamil Nadu. In fact, the Congress unit the Tamil Nadu unit of the Congress party has said that it will be meeting along with its several key leaders, all MLAs and MPs as well as senior leaders would be meeting for a pre-poll huddle to discuss their strategy. And as per sources, the Congress leaders have demanded for power-sharing agreements with a minimum of 6 ministers that are likely to be discussed in this meeting. So essentially, what should be the power-sharing arrangements for the Congress party and whom should it ally with is what it will be discussing in its key huddle. And in fact, ties or potential alliance with TVK may also be discussed in the meeting. Remember, TVK is essentially, and it's a new political outfit by actor Vijay. The X factor in the upcoming elections will be TVK, and the Congress party may discuss a potential pre-poll alliance with TVK for the upcoming elections. I'm going to try and connect with my colleague Vijay Gopal Muralidharan. But before that, let's tell you that the party will also discuss its alliance with DMK. Remember that the discussion about the DMK alliance comes amidst rumors of a rift between the two sides. Shifting focus now to another controversy that's coming to light. The Sabarimala temple has come into the spotlight yet again, this time for allegations that funds of over 35 lakhs were actually siphoned off from the sale of the temple's ghee. Following the directive of the Kerala High Court, the Kerala Vigilance and Anti-Corruption Bureau has registered a case with the Chief Minister and coming under heavy fire. Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan is now under intense scrutiny because of these repeated instances that are coming to light. The Kerala BJP chief, which is Rajiv Chandrasekhar, has made very important and very significant allegations that the ghee scam reveals the extent of the LDF government's corruption, saying that corruption is so deep-rooted that they did not even spare temples and their resources. And in fact, let's play out that soundbite for you.
Ghee scam, the prasadam scam in Sabarimala,
These are all signs and symptoms of a larger, deeper-rooted political culture of corruption, which is not even sparing Hindu temples.
The Kerala High Court has ordered an inquiry into the misappropriation of fund with regard to the ghee collection in Sabarimala. Now, this is the latest allegation that has come, where High Court has found that the complaint that has been submitted by the vigilance, there is misappropriation of ghee to the tune of rupees 35 lakhs. In fact, a contractor has been enabled who makes these ghee into packets of 100 ml, which is sold for 100 rupees. Now, as per the High Court's order that has come forward, the documents reveal that between November 17th and December 15th and December 26th and January 2nd, 35 lakh rupees was stolen. In fact, the total number of ghee which was there, around 13,000 packets of ghee, the amount was not recovered, it was not submitted back for the audit, and that has led to a suspension of one of the Travancore Devasam Board employee. Apart from that, another packet of around 22,000 packets details are also sketchy. So essentially around 35 lakhs is said to be missing from the treasury. The High Court has come out very strongly against the Travancore Devasam Board for the laxity and has ordered a serious probe in this matter and also asked to constitute a team of the same.
Turning attention now to yet another setback for tainted High Court Judge Justice Verma. The Supreme Court has dismissed his petition against the parliamentary panel probing corruption charges against him and challenging the Lok Sabha Speaker's decision to admit a motion seeking his removal. The top court bench, that's headed by Justice Dipankar Datta, rejected the petition, allowing the parliamentary committee to proceed with its probe. The Supreme Court has decided to examine the petition filed by Justice Verma assailing the action of the Lok Sabha Speaker to unilaterally constitute a committee under the Judges Inquiry Act to investigate him. Justice Verma, in fact, was represented by senior advocate Mukul Rohtgi, who said that the constitution of the committee under Section 32 of the 1968 Act violated both his right to be treated and protected equally by the law. However, today the Supreme Court delivered its verdict on that plea, saying that a joint committee for probe, as he had requested, will not be possible. Turning attention now to another important story coming in, which is the IMF, which has signaled a possible upward revision in India's growth forecast, calling the country a key growth economic engine for the global economy. IMF spokesperson has said that India's growth for FY26 was projected at 6.6%, driven by strong domestic consumption, and that third quarter is essentially the penultimate quarter of the financial year, has come in stronger than expected, making an upgrade very likely. The IMF's remarks have now sparked a sharp political response. The BJP says the IMF's praise rebuts Congress leader Rahul Gandhi's economic claims, accusing him of maligning India's growth story on global platforms, even as there are upgrades happening for India's growth.
India is a key growth engine for the world. India's growth in 2025, when we did our Article 4 staff report, we had estimated growth for fiscal year 25-26 at 6.6%, which is based on strong consumption growth. What we have seen since then is that the third quarter growth in India came out stronger than expected, and that puts that makes it likely that we will be upgrading our forecast going forward.
Rahul Gandhi is a serial liar. He's a Pinocchio of modern day politics, and he has been fact-checked now by IMF. Rahul Gandhi had said Indian economy is dead. He was trumpeteering a claim that was not based on fact. And he went to Berlin and said India's manufacturing is also dead. Now IMF has come out and said that India is a strong pillar of the global growth engine. In fact, they have said that their projection of 6.6% GDP growth rate for India has been exceeded, and that is India's strong performance. Gone are the days of policy paralysis under Manmohan Singh, and today, under Prime Minister Modi, India's economy is live and kicking.
More news coming in on the broadcast. Shifting focus now to the Kapoor versus Kapoor saga that's playing out in courts, where there was a plea that was filed, a petition filed by Priya Kapoor, the third wife of Sanjay Kapoor, asking that the details of the divorce settlement between Karishma Kapoor and Sanjay Kapoor should be made public. And the Supreme Court has responded to it, saying it's a frivolous plea. I'm going to connect with my colleague Nupur Dogra, who tracks courts very closely for us. But this was an attempt which the court says was aimed to just dig out personal information from, and in fact that's what Karishma Kapoor has told the Supreme Court as well. The Priya Kapoor plea is frivolous and it aims to dig out personal information, is what Karishma Kapoor has told the Supreme Court, and her lawyers are opposing this plea. Now, viewers, what really happened was that the 30,000 crore rupee inheritance case is being disputed by all parties, and Priya Kapoor, the third wife of Sanjay Kapoor, said that she wants that the divorce settlement terms between Karishma Kapoor and Sanjay Kapoor should be made public. And to that effect, she filed a plea in Supreme Court. That is being contested by Karishma Kapoor and her lawyers, who are saying this is nothing but an attempt to dig out personal information. And Karishma Kapoor's lawyers have opposed this plea in Supreme Court. Supreme Court has asked Karishma Kapoor to put her objections on record in the next fortnight. No notice has been issued yet. That's the important part. No notice has been issued yet. Nupur Dogra joins us to give us the very latest in terms of what is the court's commentary coming in on this story. Nupur, over to you. Help us understand what really happens next and the court's commentary coming in.
Well, Gauri, first of all, today's hearing was held in closed chambers, and it was basically Priya's case that she needs the documents, the proceedings that had happened back in 2016 for her case in Delhi High Court, and she had in fact sought all the details. Remember, the 2016 divorce proceedings between Sanjay and Karishma were also in closed chambers. But today, Karishma's lawyers have vehemently opposed this demand, saying that this is in fact a frivolous petition, and they have several objections. And what Priya is seeking to fight her case in Delhi High Court, that is already attached in the petitions moved by the children, Kian and Samaira. They say that everything that is needed for that case is attached, that is the divorce decree, and the consent terms are already attached in the document submitted in the Delhi High Court. This, they are saying, is an attempt to seek access to personal details of family court and what had transpired back then in 2016, and that's why they have opposed this prayer by Priya Kapoor. Now, Supreme Court, noting that there is no that today was in fact a first hearing and there was several objections raised by Karishma Kapoor, has given 2 weeks time to Karishma Kapoor to file her objections on record. For now, no notice has been issued by the Supreme Court on this petition yet. It will first hear out the objections raised by Karishma Kapoor, because remember, this is a private matter. This relates.
You know, Nupur, this is a case that's all about washing dirty linen in public, isn't it? I mean, of course, there are mala fide intentions on both sides, and that's how this case is being played out.
Yes, of course, Gauri, we can put it like that, because coming straight till the Supreme Court seeking proceedings of 2016, saying that it would be required for the further proceedings in Delhi High Court, but at the same time, when the other side is claiming that the required documents, that is the decree and the consent agreed back then in 2016 between Karishma and Sanjay, are already in public space. Whatever is needed is already out in public space and was widely reported back then by media. So why is Priya seeking all these details, which in fact includes arguments that happened, which includes transcriptions, proceedings? So that's what Karishma is objecting to right now in Supreme Court.
All right, I'm going to leave it there. Nupur, this story is far from over. This saga, this family saga, is unlikely to end anytime soon. 30,000 crore rupees of inheritance is really at stake. Thanks much, Nupur, for breaking that down for us. The second wife, the former second wife, is contesting with the present third wife, along with the mother and the children from the second wife. There are a lot of parts to this. And this is a story that is going to play out in courts for some time. We're going to keep track of that. But on that note, viewers, completely timed out on this edition of the news. We're slipping into a very short break. Up ahead, my colleague Padmaja Joshi takes over and gets you all the big stories, including Battleground BMC.